All right, here's another video for y'all. For now, I'm more focusing on decks made by influencers because they're influencers on the Magic scene. And I don't think what they're doing sometimes is right. I think it's wrong. For example, today we have this one from Deck Tech for Decks. And let me show you the problems. The first problem is that for very little gain, he's handicapping his deck a lot by playing Amori the Collector and Companion. And this isn't a budget deck. I'll show you. $700 on Card Kingdom. And the price outside of that is about $480. So definitely is not budget. So, first problem. What's this thing doing here? It's underpowered. There's no cost reduction on it. It doesn't cost 4 or above. It doesn't make sense. Spore Frog. Why? Same thing. Doesn't make sense. Worse than Fog. Incubation Druid. There's no +1/+1 counters. Why? Does not make sense. No +1/+1 counter theme in the deck. Okay. 1 creature is dying a turn usually. Grim Haruspex and Midnight Reaper. What are you doing with these? Makes 0 sense. Alright, let's see the next problem. Everybody's into this Druid Purification. Here's the thing. If you are the archenemy on the table, this deck does not look like it is a deck that doesn't play that way. Then opponents don't have to choose. So it turns into a really bad Reclamation Sage. Mirren of Clan Neltoth. Okay, Dex curve starts at 4. And so 4 creatures have to die that you control. And then you get 1 effect per turn. Underpowered. Ravenous Chupacabra. There's things that you can do that are better. I'll show you in my deck. Toski. Okay, you're not going wide. This makes no sense. Grook's Pack Leader. Okay, you're not really casting more than 1 to 2 creatures a turn with this deck. And so again, it's a bad Phyrexian Arena. Necron Deathmark. Kind of high casting cost for what it does. You're not taking advantage of the mill. Okay. Let's go down here. Find something really egregious. Morag. You're attacking with 1 to 2 creatures a turn with Blitz. So you're going to get an extra combat with 1 creature, maybe. Maybe 2 creatures. Not worth it. Soul Harvest. Again, casting 1 to 2 creatures a turn. Bad Phyrexian Arena. And Phyrexian Arena is already bad. This is the worst. Look at this. So, you're going to play this and then wipe your whole board. Huh? Why? That is incredibly stupid. Alright, let's see if there's anything else that's bad. We're getting to the lands. It's hard for anything else to be bad. Okay, so the deck just looks overpriced and bad. Let's go and see if we can do a more intelligent version of this. So, here's mine. Let's just let it load for a second. Great. Okay. So, now why am I choosing all of these mana dorks specifically? If you look, they're producing a different color than they are. Or they have the potential to do so. So, that leads into possible turn 2 Henzie. So I've got 6 mana dorks that can create a turn 2 Henzie. As you can see already, I'm not cutting to worse cards for costs. Delighted Halfling and Birds, which is basically the 2 most expensive mana dorks in 1 mana, along with Deathrite Shaman, which is the 3rd most expensive. Okay. We've got mana reduction here. Look, we didn't even have to companion for it. Isn't that cute? All right, we've got this, which is an amazing beater in this deck. Hit you for 7 for 3 mana, and each opponent discards a card, and you draw a card and gain 2 life. Oh, yeah, that seems fair. All right, now you can see we have some copy stuff, and you'll see we have some stuff to bring the stuff back with Carter. Imagine Cartering every turn. That's pretty nuts. Now let's look at our card draw. Wow, look at that. It's not 1 card. It's a ton of cards. Might make more sense. Okay, so this is my thing that I'm talking about, which is better than those other creature destruction. Because it does that. It also does a sweeper on 1 player. It's great. You don't need Massacre Worm. You don't need Ravenous Chupacabra. You don't need Necron Deathmark. Just go with this. Handles all those different slots. All right, so let's go down here. Here's another sweeper. Oh, look, you actually don't need to sweep out your own board. You just handle an opponent's board with Incinerator the Guilty. Huh. Of course, as you can see, we've got a couple more things which bring stuff back. And then more tutors, more actual powerful top end. Look, we've got the best Eldrazi for this type of deck. Because it doesn't shuffle in, it doesn't ruin your graveyard plans, and it just kills someone with haste. Destroys their entire board and hits them for a ton. Predator's Council. Criminally underplayed card. So powerful. No maximum hand size because of the huge card draws, and you get everything back. Reap is a pet card of mine. It is regrowth on steroids. Or it does nothing, which is okay. But black is heavily played in Commander, so most likely it's going to be a regrowth on steroids. Barrier Breach. Oh my gosh, this is a removal spell. Why would you play Naturalize or something like that? Or something with just single target? This is a 3-for-1 on Exile. It's insane. And, if it isn't good, you just cycle it. Alright, let's go down here. You can look at Sundial of the Infinite if you want. I mean, it makes it so the creatures don't die. It's definitely interesting. It's not super game-breaking, but it's interesting. And as you can see, when we go down to the enchantments, again, we are not restricting ourselves cost-wise. You had that very powerful. Draws you up there. You have burgeoning and exploration. The two probably best land accelerant cards that are legal in Commander. And they're not cheap. I've got another mass card draw with Greater Good. I've got Mind Slash to help answer threats or potential things that would stop us. And Warstorm Surge for more removal. And River's Ascendancy is basically a reverse birthing pod. That's great. And in the lands, we're not holding back at all. The only thing that we're not playing is original duels that help our game plan, at least. Like you can see, we've got shocks, we got fetches. So nothing I feel is restricted in this deck at all, or cost-wise. And let's look at the price. They're $200 less than the Influencer. Now, I think this is a better influence. So, if you want, what you can do is go and take a look at other Influencer decks on Moxfield. Maybe use this as a primer to help you think with it and see for yourself how messed up they are. All right, I hope you guys had fun.